So even though we're talking about being an electrician, there is something more fundamental than that it transcends all career options and all career paths. And what that is character. Character is, as it says on the screen, the hidden infrastructure of your electrical career. You, as a first year apprentice, need to be determined and dedicated to have good, solid character built into you. So it's a hidden infrastructure. It is not something that is readily seen. When you're hired, you're not hired for your character qualities. You're hired for your technical skills, technical knowledge. So what people see is you hanging a light, you wiring up a receptacle, you pulling wire, things like that. But underneath all of that is character that is a kind of hidden infrastructure. So when you have good character, you shine. When you have bad character, eventually you're not the kind of person people want to have hanging around as an employee. So in the electrical trade, character is not an abstract concept. It is a structural safety requirement, and it's also vital and necessary for your successful career development. So category one that we want to talk about in regards to character is the core of integrity. So integrity is a word that pops up in a lot of articles about employment and HR resources and things like that. Integrity is that which holds everything together. It creates a stability within the person. If you don't have integrity, then that means you are a weak individual. There's a weakness within your system. So honesty is related to integrity. Trustworthiness and dependability are related to integrity. And righteousness and obedience are related to integrity. So let's talk about these for a moment. Honesty is something that that you get drilled into when you're a kid. Are you honest about things? It has to be, when you do your job, you have to be honest to yourself, honest to your employee. As you progress in your career, there's going to be times where you're sent off all by yourself. And you have to be able to report back honestly about what you did and not try to cover things up. That also relates to trustworthiness and dependability. Are you the kind of person that can be given a task, something explained to you one time, you have a chance to respond, ask some questions, but then you are dependable to see it through to the end and get it accomplished? Or do you need to be babysat? So there's a big difference between someone who is an electrician who has to be babysat and have everything looked after all the time by somebody else, and someone who is dependable and trustworthy and able to do the job right the first time. And are you righteous and obedient? So righteous, we often think about that as a religious term, but really it just means being in the right. Are you doing everything in the right way? Are you doing everything correctly? So every coworker, every contractor, every client, are you treating them right, not poorly or biasly or badly? So are you following right protocols? Are you keeping the company policy? Are you doing the things that you're asked to do that are reasonable and right and necessary for the job? So these are all wrapped up in the idea of integrity. Then we have category 2, operational excellence. So this is quality workmanship and material management. Are you diligent? Are you a good steward? Are you orderly? Are you creative? So someone who's diligent is someone who takes the time and effort to do things and keep up with the details, and they're able to stay focused on the job. They're able to overcome tiredness, things like this. Are you a good steward? Do you treat your boss's tools as if they were your tools? Are you given a company truck? Do you drive it responsibly? Do you make sure that the oil is changed in it and things like this as you are going about your business? Are you good with your own tools? Are you sloppy? Orderliness. Do you keep everything in a way that it is neat and tidy? Now, this is really hard for a lot of people to do. I've looked in my own van, but I've also looked in a lot of other people's vans, and there's huge piles of McDonald's bags and receipts and all sorts of stuff all over the place, or a messy job site. Are you tidy, are you tidy around where you work, or do you leave a trail of trash behind you everywhere you go? At the end of the day, do you sweep up after yourself? Do you pick up all the empty boxes, paper, things like this? Are you creative? Are you able to be a creative thinker? Are you able to work out solutions on your own, to have a good conversation with someone to find a good solution to a problem? Things like this are under that category. Professional demeanor. Now, the code book in the newer versions of it are actually stating that we need to be professional in our workmanship. So we are required by code to be professional electricians, professional workers. This means, are you respectful and deferent to those that you work around, particularly older people? Are you willing to listen to them and willing to take on what they had to say as someone who's more experienced and more even qualified to do what is being done? Are you thankful for the job you have? Are you thankful for the employment that you have? Are you thankful for the opportunities that you have to grow and learn as an electrician? Are you loyal to your boss, or are you loyal to the hourly rate? I've worked with people that bounce around to different jobs just searching for an extra 50 cents an hour. Well, if you do that, you're always at the bottom rung of the company. So, and you're never seen as being loyal to what's to the company and its principles. If you stick with your boss, if he's a good boss and you have no other reason to leave, then stay with him and you will be rewarded. Are you humble, or do you run around saying that I'm a first-year apprentice and I remember when I was a first-year apprentice and we had a guy sitting next to me and he said to the instructor, "Could you pass the Journeyman exam right now?" And the instructor, who's a master electrician and instructor and the guy who ran the school, and he was like, "Well, yeah, absolutely, of course I could." And the first-year apprentice looked a little aghast that he said that, because he pulled speaker wire, he installed stereo systems, so he kind of felt like he was this really good electrician, but he didn't have any humility about him. Category 4, internal governance. Now, this is important. Are you staying steady under pressure? We are in a job where there's deadlines. There's people that expect things done immediately. There are priorities that have to be met. Sometimes we walk onto the job site and we think to ourselves we're going to do a particular thing, and then everything changes because somebody showed up and it becomes a new priority. So in this regard, you must have discernment, you must have discipline, you must have self-control, you must have patience, and you must maintain an optimistic demeanor. And so all of these things are wrapped up in having an internal governance. How well do you govern your inner life, inner self, your soul even, your mind, emotions, and your will? So these are the things that need to be under control when you're at work. Do you lose your temper easily? Do your emotions erupt? Are you unable to spot safety risks or little nuances that don't quite add up? Are you able to be patient about what you're doing and work through something that's just not going your way? Are you able to have a relatively optimistic attitude about things? Most 99.99% of problems are overcomable if we just stop, breathe, think, talk it through, and we get through the problem. So there's 3 crucial questions that I want you to ask yourself. I'm going to ask you, and I want you to ask yourself what every apprentice needs to hear straight up. Why does it matter? It's because bad character has a physical cost. So in the electrical trade, if you have a lack of integrity, that could actually cost the company thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. It could cost somebody their life. What if you don't have good character? Then you become a liability. You are the person that's a walking time bomb, and at some point your boss is probably going to let you go because you're late all the time, you miss appointments, you're bad with your tools, you cut corners, you get argumentative with the contractors, you think your way is the right way, and if it's not the best way to do it and something catastrophically fails, then it's going to come back and bite you. Will it make you valuable to have good character? Absolutely. So it says here, up to 85% of long-term career success and upward mobility into leadership roles depends on these so-called, quote, soft skills. Technical ability gets you hired. Character gets you promoted, and I would say that bad character and bad soft skills is what's going to get you fired. I have not met an electrician who's ever been fired because they, or let go or anything along those lines because they don't know how to do electrical work. They typically get laid off because they're lazy, because they get distracted, they don't follow through, they're not dependable, there's things like this, they're untrustworthy, they're too much trouble for the boss because he has to follow up constantly, fix things, follow up on complaints, things like that. Those are all the things that will get you fired, not because you're a first year or third year or a journeyman or a master electrician. So the cost of poor character is that there could be code violations that could cause fires and injury to people. Unreliable apprentices can delay entire work projects. If you show up on the job site and have forgotten all your tools and turn around, and I've had this happen. I had a guy walk onto the job site, stand there, throw up his hands and say, "Oh, I forgot my tools at home," and turned around, walked to his car and drove away, and I didn't see him for hours. So it really does happen. That's what people are like. He was totally unreliable, that guy. Tool misuse can cost the company thousands of dollars. You lose one hammer drill, $500 down the drain right there on the spot. Job site disrespects triggered. I've seen fights on the job site because of people who are argumentative and think their way is the right way, and they get into arguments with the contractor and they get kicked off the job site. So character failures have consequences. You do not want to be that guy. So here are the 4 pillars. Pillar 1, integrity. Honesty, trustworthiness, and obedience. Pillar 2 is operational excellence, diligence, orderliness, stewardship, creativity. Number 3 is professional demeanor. Are you respectful? Are you loyal? Are you thankful? Are you humble? And pillar number 4 is internal governance. Are you discerning? Are you disciplined? Are you patient? Are you optimistic? All 4 of these things work together to make you a well-rounded and highly valuable electrician. So here's the bottom line. The bottom line is you're not selling a skill set. Just because you got that Journeyman card doesn't mean you're the hottest electrician on the planet. You need to also be a person of good, solid character. So you're offering yourself as a valuable employee because you are dependable, you are trustworthy, you do have integrity, you are honest, you are professional in what you do. So if you think that you're squirming a bit right now, then start tomorrow. Show up on work 15 minutes early. Show up with your tools. I remember sitting in a supply house and a brand new apprentice was sitting there and he was buying tools and he said, "Man, I really hope I can keep this job." And I said to him, if you show up to work every day on time with your tools, you are 80% of the way to keeping this job. So it really does matter a lot in our profession. So say it out loud. Practice asking for help before you guess on something. Show that you're humble. You want to learn. You're willing to learn. You're paying attention. You are self-teaching. And then you're asking to be taught. That's where you are as an apprentice. And then you build your blueprint. So your character is a hidden infrastructure. It's underneath. It's what nobody sees on day 1. They begin to see it on day 30, 80, 100. And if it's not there, you're gone. So build it right from the first day and your career will actually stand for decades. You will be a success.